I'm supposed to do a progress report or a reflections piece video. What I expected from my audience. I think that's really interesting. When you're off having adventures with people, when you're engaging with people and you're sharing each other's lives, you really you get the benefits from both the lives, and you get to skip a little of a pitfall situation, and that's what I love. That's what I really enjoy that about relationships. I try. Let's One of the reasons why I love family so much is that you can be honest with family, and they will still accept you. Audience expectations, like, what do I expect from my audience? I want them to be engaged. I want them to enjoy themselves. I want them to enjoy themselves like I'm enjoying myself. Thinking about things that we would be talking about if we were doing it together. And and I try and anticipate that the best I can. I'm not very good, but the more feedback I get, the better it is. The more I'm able to anticipate what someone might think, what someone might say. I never used to comment in the comments. I would be like, oh, I'll read a few comments here and there, and then okay, interesting. Never would comment, even if I thought someone was like amazing. Dude, you're amazing. I need you to thumbs up, and then like, these are all the reasons that you're amazing, and this is what you did to make my life better. Like, these are things that are valuable to people who take the time to upload bits and pieces of maybe their life or somebody else's life, or compilations, top tens, whatever. Like, these are really valuable, and and I don't think people realize how valuable those are to people like me, to other YouTubers. When someone becomes engaging enough that somebody's like, oh man, if you did this, or if you did something a little bit different, or dude, I love that, I want to see more. Anything like that. That feedback is one of the greatest things that we can do as Americans, as humans. That is what I would call democracy, but it's something that somebody can take and really metabolize and become better for, grow. I try very hard to be as accurate, precise, as much positive information, like things that people can really get better from. All I know is that I feel like somebody may or may not be interested. They may be able to understand what I'm trying to say, and then they may be able to grow from that, or the company may be able to do better, or something may be able to happen in a more positive way in the future. And that's great. Attached is my life wheel. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna start from there, and work my way clockwise. I believe that was correct. So this is all about how I feel about where that subject matter is in my life. Like, I basically said 2 or 9 or so forth and so on, and that's how I got these scores. It's not a surprise that anything is ranked in a particular way. Starting with that one. That one's relationship with partner, which is 2, physical environment, which is like here in Washington. That's like a 9, and then we got a relationship with friends, which is like at a 4-ish, because I don't have very many friends. Work-life balance is probably a little less now, or at least I feel that way. Probably just this week, and I'll kick into overdrive next week, figure stuff out, get a little bit more fixed. Education, I put apparently at an 8, but like my personal growth in education, which is the next one, personal growth is the next one, is at 8, and I feel very confident about that one. But the education, I want to say they're probably talking about formal education. I got an AA degree. I've been working on my bachelor's ever since then. For ages is probably supposed to be a lower. I just probably misinterpreted it. If personal growth was, for instance, before education, in the, like, if someone was talking to me about personal growth, all right, now how do you feel about education? Then I'd instantaneously be like, okay, they're talking about formal education. Then the next two are spirituality and religion, which are also kind of like in the same boat. I meditate, but does that mean I'm spiritual? I don't believe necessarily in ghosts, but I know they're not talking about that. But they're kind of talking about what my belief system is. And I would say that my belief system is exceptionally strong. It's mutated over the years. You don't lie. There's just no reason for it. It doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help somebody else. Even the white lies, like, oh, does this dress make me look fat? It's like, I think that dress makes you look amazing. And I'm saying that completely honestly. Often dresses make people look amazing. But to be honest, people just look amazing in general. Yeah, you just don't tell lies. There's no reason for it. If someone really, really wants you to give them a compliment, give them a compliment some other way. If you don't think that they deserve the compliment that they're trying to get you to do. And if people are trying to force you into giving them particular compliments, then you need to figure out that relationship a little bit better, is what I'd say. On spirituality, I put 9. I think that's spot on. 8 for religion. Maybe it could be knocked back a few. Like, I think I gave myself more points on a few of them than I really deserved. I was feeling very happy and positive at the time that I was able to not screw up a meeting that I had told someone that I was gonna do. I want to tell someone the actual truth. If I'm gonna do something, then that's what I gotta do. That's my job. That's my responsibility. Uphold that. Anyway, it's part of my spirituality. Honor is another big one. Integrity, emotional health. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm super emotionally healthy. I collectively acquired everyone that I know that I appreciate, and I was like, okay, in general, where am I at health-wise for them? And I'd say, like, I'm about in the middle. Like, I don't think that I'm super emotionally healthy. I don't think I'm super unemotionally healthy. I'm about in the middle, and I'm okay with that. Like, we all have growth to do, and I would say emotionally, I could grow more than a lot of people can. That's about right. Physically, though, man, I think I'm pretty good. I'm not perfect, but I'm, not upset. I'm not upset with how healthy I am. Family, I put at 10. I love my family. Family's amazing. Fun and leisure. I enjoy so much of what I do, and I make it a point to do things that are fun and enjoyable. So I put that at a 9. Finances, I do fairly well for myself. I don't think that I did fairly well for myself in the first 20 years of my life, financially speaking. But I think I did a really good job catching up. I think that's really important, that people are aware of where their money's going and why it's going there and if it should be going somewhere else. These are interesting questions that people need to ask themselves, and valuable questions. Probably the most valuable questions you can ask yourself, because you don't need to make a lot of money to be financially well off. Career-wise, which is the last one in the wheel, I think I'm deficient. I put 4. Put 5. Put 6. And it's all about how you were able to better the world. Dr. Cloud, he talks about someone's wake. And I would say that it's kind of like someone's wake. And it's like a boat going through water, and it leaves this little ripple behind. And when you're going through life, you leave a ripple behind. And you want that ripple to be something that you're proud of. That is how I understand my career to be. So my YouTube channel, I think, is one of the greatest positive features of my life, because it's contributing in such a clean way that people don't have to really do anything for, other than have an internet connection, because all this stuff is on a server somewhere. You have to live in order to do anything. Kind of. It's a horrible line. Alright, that takes care of the wheel. These are actual questions that I'm supposed to be reflecting on, and I'm not so sure that I answered that in the first half of this. What would reaching your goal allow you to do? My 1 year goal was to have like 500 subscribers. I don't think that's a little ambitious, maybe, because I don't know anything about what I'm doing, really. So this includes all the research that I need to do in order to do a good job. This includes finding my niche, figuring out where I belong, and that's tricky, because currently I only have 30 subscribers and I have no prospects, nothing that's going to add to that except for word of mouth. I could do more. I might probably will do less. Who is the ideal person that you would be taking along on your adventures? That would be people that I am comfortable with and feel very strongly towards, and like my best friend Richard, like, if we were doing this, like, obviously he doesn't have time anymore, he lives in New York. I would take people who are like-minded, people who enjoyed having the crack and the banter, people who liked deeper conversations, engaged and contemplative. Engaged and contemplative. That's the answer to the question. It took me a while to get there. What are the people you enjoy connecting with like? Had the greatest time when I was doing community theater with the group of friends I was with. But people started moving away, people started getting married, people started doing their own thing, and then eventually nobody talks to each other anymore that I know of. Tell me about a time when you felt as excited about something as you do now about you. And that goes back to theater. Like, I loved it, and I feel that creativity is a very important aspect of my life. It's so important, as a matter of fact, that I don't feel fulfilled if I'm not creating something. Creating something has always been important for me, I think, and whenever I tried to do a job, or whenever I tried to develop myself in school or in my career, it's always been focused on that, I think. For instance, I enjoy being a barista, and I think that's probably because I'm creating beverages for people, and there's a little bit of art that goes into that, and that's satisfactory to a degree. I've never found the artistic or creative type of field to really be lucrative financially, and so when I was like, what should I do with my life? I was thinking, I want to make a lot of money, because the more money I make, the less I'll have to work, and then I could push all that extra time into creativity. I don't necessarily think that that's really how life works. I could be wrong, because you shouldn't force yourself to do something that you don't want to do because you think you can make more money doing it and then have free time. Or what I want to say in conclusion is that being able to reflect on things is valuable. Being able to look over your reflection after a period of time is also valuable. Having a little, here's what my goals are, let's see how we're doing to meet those, and having like small stones to step on to get to big heights. These are all valuable things. Thank you very much. Please feel free to check out my YouTube channel, other videos, and have a wonderful day.